Welcome guys to YT101. Today we're going to continue on with public relations and crisis management part 2. On part 1 we'll talk about the steps in dealing with crisis. There are 8 so far, the steps. And at the end of the step, business must go on, and also precautions in terms of doing a mock crisis event and doing, for example, fire drills and so on, will prevent the eventual crisis. And at that time, all of us, the staff and members, are ready to face the challenges of the coming ahead of any crisis when we are prepared. Right, part 2, let's go. And thank you for watching for this education segment of KTV. This education segment, it's free for all, not only for mass communication students, but those who are interested to know about mass communication, especially in PR, advertising, and event management. So what I'm sharing you is just a part and parcel of the academic side. The academic side means you also have to go for your hands-on experience regarding this subject as well. And hope that this will help you guys to understand the world or the industry of communication as a whole. Now moving on. Public relations and crisis management. Products of shareholders. Perception of what it does and what it says. Staying close cultivates favorable organization reputation, drawing the mutual understanding and also respect between all. Credibility is used to broaden the message, to ensure that all the public will stay behind, to stay close behind the company wherever crisis is about to happen or already happened. So the credibility will help to make the public know that the company is rebuilding, rebranding, and also moving forward to a better future with you in tail. Right? Reputation is a stable concept, means whatever it is happening, crisis, may it be intangible, tangible, may it be crisis from nature or human error, the reputation of the company still holds strong. In an organization with favorable reputation, the stakeholder will ignore bad news. For example, let's take Malaysia. Let's take Malaysia as a company. For the past 20 plus years, Malaysia has been driven as a company by our Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, the only Malaysian Prime Minister who becomes Prime Minister for the second time. He become Prime Minister for the second time. And also, if you see Dr. Mahathir as the CEO of Malaysia Incorporate, means he has steered Malaysia since 1998 onwards, all the greatest achievement Malaysia has in sports. Remember, Malaysia won Thomas Cup 98, Commonwealth Games, Malaysia placed itself not the overall champion, but at least top 5. Malaysia 98. Malaysia gone through the economic crisis starting from 97, 98, still goes on stronger. And with the CEO of Malaysia Incorporate, that is Dr. Mahathir at the time, Malaysia has moved forward in terms of economy. Right? So everyone holding the title of the CEO of Malaysia Incorporate, is deemed to bring Malaysia in terms of favorable reputation, stable politics, less corruption, and moving forward into Malaysia in the next future. Okay, we have to see who is in the helm of the CEO for Malaysia in corporate example. If you put Malaysia as a company lah, yeah. Any bad news will be ignored if you have a strong reputation for the company. Any bad news, even if it's about COVID-19, okay, a strong company will survive even in the darkest hour of COVID-19. Okay. Now, some use crisis for their advantage. For example, emerge larger than before. Okay, COVID-19 hits the world. The world is silenced for 2.5 years. Working online, work from home, less movement and everything. But when the economy start to move forward in the middle of 2022, moving forward and restart the engine once more, some small companies will emerge as winners. Okay, if they play their cards right, or even companies before having so much crisis in their hands, coming back from COVID-19, they become fresh, new, and they have a clear vision of where they're gonna heading. Okay, in the business itself. Yeah, use the event, okay, as a stepping stone as some sort of rebranding. Okay, if you have an event, okay, after crisis, let's say like press conference, you want to reassure everyone that you are getting better and will come back stronger. Give it 5 years down the line and it becomes stronger. Every company deserves to be given a second chance. Okay, second chance, let them grow once more and let them shine through the crisis. Okay, and maintain stable revenue. Okay, maintain stable revenue means that after crisis, people start to buy in to your product or service. Okay, after people acknowledge that your company has gone through this crisis and you're still, for example lah, MAS, yeah, you're still flying even though you have been hit by this crisis. Not only flying, but you give the best service to get back the hearts and the minds of current and new passengers, so they can always put the memories of MH370 on the back of their mind. But moving forward, they still trust in flying with MAS. That's the best thing to do and to move forward in the business kind of movement. Yeah. Other than that, okay, business can crumble, okay, with all the burden of crisis, loss of revenue. You can't kickstart your company because your subsidiaries also being involved as well with the crisis. Your subsidiaries can't restore itself. So when you are the HQ, you also gonna crumble to the ground. Loss of focus because you're too concerned in getting back your reputation, credibility, that you fail to acknowledge the things that happening on the ground. Okay, and also underestimate the disaster. You underestimate the disaster. For example, let's say lah, MAS were not really giving a 2 cent of the crisis MH370. Let's say lah, MAS were like, okay, fine, we treat this as just like any other plane incident. Okay, we don't really put emphasis on it. We just let it slide. Let it slide. For example, you can't, because you are an international company. People know MAS. People respect MAS, and MAS should take certain measures of steps in dealing with this crisis, MH370 and also MH17. Don't just be an observer. they also have to put their hands and also put their heart to it to ensure that the crisis won't overblown and become something of a burden to the company. Example. Okay? Right? Now, next. Crisis, a form of bad news, is deflected by a strong reputation. Okay, means that reputation is a buffer. A buffer. For example, there's a big wave coming in, and that's crisis. When it hits the shore, you got the buffer. The buffer will eventually makes the wave break the wave and become smaller, smaller and smaller. Okay, the stronger the perception of the public towards your company in a positive light, means your company should strike better in the world of crisis. Yeah, and a favorable reputation affords protection from the negative. Okay, means that you got a buffer and also a protection with this reputation of the company of yours. Yeah. Now, public relation and also business management, you have to understand there are audience, goals, message, source, support, and information, and also feedback. Let's go for the audience. Yeah. For audience in a crisis, you should ask yourself, where are they? Okay, how will you reach them? Through social media, maybe. Is a public press conference needed? It will be needed if it involves international passengers, for example. If it involves other countries, China, for example, when MH370 received the news, okay, China. Okay, these things will need a press conference. A daily press conference is possible. For example, the COVID-19. Remember COVID-19? The Ketua Kementerian Kesihatan, what's the guy's name? I forgot. Something like he's the head of the Ketua Kementerian Kesihatan. Yeah? So he's the one. He's not the menteri lah, but he's the Ketua lah. Yeah? So he's having every 5 hours or so lah press conference regarding the developments of COVID-19 in Malaysia, for example. Okay. Can you contact all interest parties? We can, if there is the help of social media platform, we can reach them. Okay. Do you have a complete up-to-date list? We must have list of every agency keselamatan, list of every TV stations or radio stations out there in Malaysia, list of all the CEOs are there in Malaysia, in Kuching, Sarawak as well, and list all the programs lah, so we can really know what we're gonna sell. Okay, we're gonna sell to the public. Example. Okay. Okay, and the rest. What words should you use to notify your customer? What is the demographic composition will be like? Okay, what words means that how you arrange your vocab, how you arrange your wording to make it sound as not as to trigger something that is unsafe, to trigger something that is not really relevant, okay, to the whole process, and then to trigger the importance of the child getting medication and so on and so forth. Okay. Right, next. Why are you communicating, okay, with the audience? What is your purpose? Example, the question. Who is going to help you? Or is it going to worsen the situation? That's the thing. When you send a party to go out there to ask for help and everything, do they really want to bring in people who help, or just saying it, just like saying it to the public? Okay. Are rumors misinformed of the publication? Rumors can be Of course, it will be more misinformed rumors because we want the real deal, right? Next. Okay. What is your motive, if any? Okay. Our motive is simple: to ensure that the public knows what we are doing, to know that we are trying to help whatever we can, and also, quite probably those are the questions like being asked in terms of what we do right now. Are you ready? Are you ready to communicate trust and assurance your product or service? Okay. Are you confident after the incident? Yes. You must be confident because you are selling the product or service. Yeah. Now, who is responsible for conveying information for your company? Who is responsible? Of course, the CEO. Does the person possess strong, effective communication? Define. It's fine. Okay. So your answer should be two-way dialogue. Should be better like two-way dialogue between you and also people around you. Okay. You got internal, external, and also the ones who establish a credible image or existence. Existence. Okay. Now, feedback. How did the company learn from the crisis? Okay. Means that you guys have to give the feedback to the public. How effective was the response? Okay. Mistakes were made during the communication. Of course, when we talk about communication, there are certain communication that is misrespect and also misuse, okay, along the way. Okay, who was offended, isolated, okay, left out, or communication love. Okay, all right. Okay, which message, okay, were most effective levels of mechanism being used? Okay, which one under the show itself? Now, next. And that's about it. That's about it. That's the end of it. Okay. Now, as a conclusion for this chapter, crisis is inevitable. Reputation is important to be a buffer for all things negative. Be positive in whatever you do, okay, and you can learn more from the ones that have the time to do masters, whatever it is. Yeah. So we end the story here. Okay, we end our class here. I see you guys in class, guys. Take care, guys. Let's leave this away.